Should be on their cameras too. So you'll see.
Did he threaten you or anything?
Nah, I never talked to him.
Okay. No contact.
Never talked to him. Thank you, G. Nah, I didn't get out the car. I didn't talk to him. None of that. It's just the point of harassing. People stalking you.
Does he live in your town?
Nope.
No.
He's one of them YouTubers that just like, how can I say it? Jump up on adrenaline.
Okay. Would your chief have his...
He never threatened you, did he? No, I never even spoke to him. Please, never address people like that. Thank God I stayed in my car, didn't engage or say a single word. This was nothing but outright harassment. People following you around like that. Does he live nearby? No, he's just one of those online content creators who blow things out of proportion over nothing. Would your boss know him? Oh, he's a video creator. Now, Tiffany Henyard, the current mayor of Dalton, Illinois, is caught in the middle of a storm, facing serious public outrage after leaked Bodycam footage revealed her recent arrest by federal agents. She's been under scrutiny for months, and now the accusations of severe misconduct and deception have culminated in this dramatic takedown. The residents of Dalton have been livid for a long time, demanding accountability, and what's come to light is nothing short of alarming. Clear signs of corruption, mismanagement, and illegal activities. And those three people involved? Not even close to being sharp, far from average. They act like their words mean something, but honestly, it's all nonsense. Listening to Henyard speak, you wouldn't think this is someone entrusted with leading a town. Rumors about her arrest had been swirling for months, and many believed it was only a matter of time before federal authorities stepped in. Recent reports confirm the FBI has taken her into custody, and this town leader might soon be behind bars in a high-security facility. The FBI's investigation, which started back in November, has led to several official subpoenas and uncovered a tangled web of deceit and mismanagement. The community even organized a protest called Take Our Town Back just last week, showing how desperate people are for change. This isn't even her first run-in with the law. Unlike her previous arrest for unauthorized entry into a vehicle, she now faces a staggering 22 criminal charges. Her attorney has even dropped her case over unpaid legal fees. Meanwhile, Dalton's city finances are in shambles, drowning in a $20 million debt crisis. Classic consequences when unqualified people grab power without earning it. To put things in perspective, although Henyard was elected in 2021, the bulk of her influence and income comes from her role as township supervisor, which pays more than $220,000 a year, a position she only got because the previous office holder died. On top of that, she pushed through a sneaky rule slashing the salary for any future challengers to just $25,000, effectively blocking anyone from running against her. It's a grim situation when locals think hiring a former Chicago official at $400 an hour is their best shot at fixing this mess. Justice may crawl at times, but now the pace is picking up, and hopefully the people of Dalton won't have to wait long to see Henyard behind bars. Village officials who've long voiced their fears are reportedly relieved the FBI has finally stepped in to protect both themselves and the town from her alleged wrongdoing. For months, they've been crying out for help, exposing how millions have vanished with no explanation and demanding transparency. The deepening federal probe has uncovered allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and misuse of taxpayer money, painting a picture of corrupt leadership that has pushed Dalton into this financial nightmare. The community is now struggling to cope with the fallout as Dalton continues to spiral deeper into debt under her administration. In breaking news out of Illinois, the FBI officially conducted raids on both the village of Dalton and Thornton Township, serving federal subpoenas to seize records tied to corruption allegations against Tiffany Henyard, Dalton's top official. This development was first revealed by ABC 7 News. FBI agents, operating under court orders, collected personnel files, police records, and financial documents as part of their ongoing investigation. Internally, Henyard has faced fierce criticism from members of her own council, many of whom have openly condemned her conduct. In a recent interview, she insisted she's done nothing wrong and deflected blame onto her adversaries, but the situation has clearly escalated beyond mere political sparring. The council even hired former Chicago mayor and ex-U.S. attorney Lori Lightfoot to lead an independent investigation into the corruption charges against Henyard. Allegations have been mounting rapidly. One city employee accused Henyard of sexual assault during an official trip to Las Vegas, while reports have surfaced about unpaid workers and illegal terminations. The scandal keeps unraveling. When Henyard appeared on a recent program, insiders described her demeanor as unbelievable, showing precisely why there's such an expanding trail of negligence and criminal behavior connected to her. Those three, people involved, they aren't just wrong, they're completely off the mark. Their intelligence falls far below average, it's nearly non-existent. They seem to truly believe their babble carries weight, thinking they're making waves and fooling everyone. But the reality couldn't be more different. None of their claims hold any water. And to think someone like Henyard, speaking as she does, is actually the mayor? A genuine leader? That's laughable. While she was present, FBI agents reportedly conducted interviews on site. The controversy also touches on Henyard's misuse of Dalton's police department. A former police chief revealed how she frequently ordered her police security detail to run personal errands instead of official duties, further proving she exploited her power and village resources for private gain instead of serving the community. Officers meant to protect residents were essentially turned into her chauffeurs. Critics have labeled her one of the most deceitful and self-interested leaders Dalton has ever witnessed. Multiple reports claim she bullied officials and fired those who dared to hold her accountable. Across the nation, Tiffany Henyard has become a deeply divisive figure. She governs a small Illinois town, and nearly everyone there wants her removed, mainly due to her flagrant misuse of public funds. For starters, she moves around town constantly surrounded by a full-time security team that costs taxpayers roughly $250,000 annually. But that's only the beginning. She's allegedly wasted public money on enormous billboards plastered with her name and face, emblazoned her name on government vehicles and buildings, and even produced a customized 2024 calendar highlighting her birthday. On top of this spending spree, she has made it nearly impossible for anyone to challenge her in elections. Her current salary is about $225,000 a year, but she engineered a rule slashing the salary for any future challengers to just $25,000. A brutal 90% cut designed to discourage competition. Still, despite these obstacles, people continue stepping forward to run against her, determined to remove her from office. The consequences of her leadership go beyond financial ruin. For many Dalton residents, it's a deeply personal struggle. Stories of fear, financial hardship, and neglect at the hands of the local government have begun to surface, showing just how profoundly her misrule has affected the community. These testimonies lay bare the true human toll of Henyard's alleged corruption, exposing the deep pain inflicted on everyday people caught in the fallout. One brave woman shared that she had waited decades, 20, even 30 years, and, if her own nightmare ever became reality, she knew she couldn't remain silent any longer. Justice, she insisted, must come swiftly, without delay. She has already fought through the trauma, battled the depression, and turned to prayer to find the courage to speak out, and now she is prepared to stand tall. But this fight is no longer just about her. She is raising her voice for every woman who has suffered in silence, who lives in fear, and who feels utterly unsupported. She represents those who feel muted and powerless, and she refuses to stand alone. She stands for them all. Those who worked as Henyard's assistants were expected to be candid, especially when Henyard was present, as she constantly demanded to hear their opinions while multitasking. One assistant recalled discussing an upcoming trip, listing the dates including May 21st. "That's my 31st birthday," she said. "I've never been to Vegas, and I wasn't sure if I'd be going, but just being there on my birthday, even if it's for business, would mean a lot to me," she added. "You know how hard I work, so this isn't about fun. It's something I've wanted to experience." This casual, honest tone stood in stark contrast to Henyard's explosive moments. In a fiery outburst caught on video, Henyard was seen berating city officials, loudly proclaiming, "I'm the leader." Her volatile outburst gave many the impression she was unraveling and dodging responsibility. "Y'all forget, I am the leader. People want to hear from the leader, not from officials who just sit around and talk," she barked. Adding fuel to the fire, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot recently published detailed findings exposing Henyard's reckless mishandling of public funds. According to Lightfoot, Money earmarked to help Dalton residents was instead wasted on unnecessary expenses and shady transactions. Critics argue Henyard's careless spending only worsened the village's already dire financial crisis while ignoring the pressing needs of the community. Much outrage centers on her extravagant habits. She's accused of using taxpayer dollars for luxury hotel stays and dining at upscale restaurants like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and Bubba Gump Shrimp Co., all under the pretense of attending conferences. She even wore a Bubba Gump hat to a town meeting right after locals began questioning her Las Vegas expenses. When local news confronted Tiffany about her time in Vegas, her answers were baffling at best. Before you watch, remember, this is real life, not satire. Asked if she had gone to Las Vegas, she responded with confusion. "What is that?" Then faltered again. "No, you don't know if you were in Las Vegas?" Oddly replying, "Of course I do." When pressed about whether the trip was taxpayer-funded or if she flew first class, her responses became even more evasive. Meanwhile, breaking news from Illinois marked a major escalation. The FBI carried out a full-scale raid on Dalton and Thornton Township, delivering subpoenas related to serious corruption claims against Mayor Tiffany Henyard, as reported by ABC7 News. The FBI confirmed their agents were conducting court-authorized law enforcement operations, seizing vital personnel files, including police department records, and financial documents connected to village affairs. Henyard, long criticized by members of her own council, had previously maintained her innocence, blaming political opponents for the backlash. But the situation has since spiraled far beyond political blame games. The council enlisted former Chicago Mayor and ex-U.S. Attorney Lori Lightfoot to oversee an expansive probe into the corruption allegations against Henyard. The accusations keep mounting. Most severely, a staffer alleges she was sexually assaulted during a city-funded trip to Las Vegas. Other claims include unpaid employees, illegal firings, and ongoing patterns of financial abuse and mismanagement. The revelations continue to pile up one after another. Even as Henyard denied everything on live television, insiders confirmed the FBI was watching and listening closely, gathering evidence even as she spoke.